Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans. To another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther III. I think I said it already. But I'm always pleasure to have this with Lucha Month, as I said, dedicated to my grandfather. I would like to figure out how I can get all these luchas in 1 month, and I don't know how it happens. Sometimes it's just like it feels like I'm blowing a whistle and they all come by. But I have a gentleman that is absolutely flying over the trail instead of blazing the trail. He's flying over the trail because let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to the Red Bat. Welcome, Red Bat.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. I usually say he's blazing a trail for all the wrestlers, but you're a bat, so you'd be flying over the trail.
I crop dusted him.
Well, I guess we're getting along even more. Crop dusting, Will. My mom would be like, "What are we talking about down there? Crop dusting." My dad would be like, "I think he's your new best friend, Joe. You don't think he is?" Awesome. So, Red Bat, if my fans from the East Coast and my fans from across the pond are not familiar with you, Red Bat, and why would they not be? Introduce yourself.
Hi, I am the Red Bat. I wrestle out of Los Angeles, California. I've been wrestling it's weird because I've been wrestling from a span of 16 years. I've wrestled 9 years because there was times when I had to take time off for like injuries or school or things like that. But the last like 7 years I've been very consistent. I wrestle in SoCal. I wrestle for a few different companies out here. Uh, I initially started as a luchador doing lucha libre, and then I expanded to American wrestling, which I was more comfortable with. But I try to merge the two. And I mean, I've just been having a lot of fun doing that.
So, who trained you, Red Bat?
I have like probably like 8 trainers.
Oh
My
my gosh!
yeah, it's kind of weird because I never went to like an official. Out here they have wrestling schools, but I never went to like an official wrestling school. Initially started, um, so like everybody else, I wanted to be a wrestler since I was a little kid. Like my fondest memories of wrestling was when I was 3, and I kind of gave up the idea when I was in high school because I had the PWI Wrestling Almanac.
Hmm.
Are you familiar with those? The
Yeah,
PWI
right. Yeah, I remember
Wrestling
those. Yeah, I
magazines
know those.
and they so every year they come out with an almanac and it had like all the championship histories and like all kinds of stuff on it. But in the back, it had a list of wrestling schools in the United States, and there was one called Slammers, and that was close to my house. It was in the city of Van Nuys. It was
What? That went dark. The cave got dark again. He'll be back. Yeah. So the Red Bat will be back. Hopefully everything's okay. He'll be back. I hope. Red Bat will be right back. I guess his camera went dark for some reason. I guess somebody called him again. His Bat wife, happy Bat wife, happy life. So yeah, we have a lot of awesome content coming up on the Joe Panther Variety Show within Dudes at Ringside. The 29th, Ghost Head Nerd Talk returns for their return second half return. Rain will be back. Not too sure about Val yet, but I know Rain will be back. Um, yeah. If anybody's hey, Rain, he's back. The bat is back. Oh, what happened? Uh oh. He's back, and then he went away. But yeah, anybody watching the wrestling show tomorrow? Anybody going to be watching Palooza tomorrow? He's back. Look, Bat, are you back? Can you see
I'm
me?
back. I'm back. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay. I can't see you, but I can hear you. That's fine. Keep keep talking. I can hear you. There you go. You're back. You're back. Can you
I,
can you
I got
see? Can you? Oh,
another phone call and I hang it up every time okay. Can you see? Okay. So I can see. Hello?
I hear you. I hear you. Keep going.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, so they had this wrestling school. So when I was in high school, I said, okay, when I graduate high school, I'll call the school. And so I called the school, and the phone just kept ringing and ringing and never answered. So I kind of gave up on the idea of being a wrestler because I didn't look like Hulk Hogan. I didn't look like Ultimate Warrior or Sting. I said, I don't think, and I was lifting weights, and I wrestled a year in high school. I played football, and I got stronger, but I never got bigger. And I was like, I'm never gonna get to that size. I don't think I'll ever be recognized as a I don't think I'll ever make it. And then so I kind of gave up on the idea. And when I was about like 26, 27 years old, I was taking boxing classes. And in the boxing gym, there was a Spanish TV show called El Gordo y la Flaca, and they were doing a special on a luchador, and he was doing some kind of demonstration in the boxing ring, and it blew my mind that this little guy, he had like a big belly, he had like a belly, and he was like doing like flips and rolls, and I was like, wow, he like blew my mind. And I was like, and I hit him up. I go, hey, how can I do this? Like, this has been my dream since I was a kid. I didn't think this was possible. And he's like, and this is all in Spanish. And then he's like, talk to my manager. So I talked to his manager. His manager's named Joe Medina. He owns a company called NTLL out here in California. And so Joe Medina told me, he's like, here's my business card. He goes, if you're serious, like you give me a call, we'll set up an appointment, and then you'll come train in my backyard. He had a ring in his backyard. He goes, and if you could hang, then we'll talk business. So, so I was sitting on that business card for like a month, and I was talking, and I had, like you said, I don't have a lot of friends that were into wrestling. It's me and two other guys. People like I, but just watching it all the time and trying to convince my mom to order the pay-per-views and stuff like that. And I would watch it with my friends. And I remember I got to a point where I was just watching them by myself. And then so me and one of my buddies, we went and tried out, and like the first day of practice, it was like the scariest day of our life. It was because we were scared of heights, and there was like no bottom rope, so we had to climb to the second rope to learn stuff. And our
Well,
my first trainer, his name is Latigo Blanco. His name. He's a luchador out here in SoCal. Uh, and he was very militant. Like, he gave us this speech when we first started, how serious this is, that we're not clowns. This is for real. This is serious. Uh, he goes, and he would never like give us breaks. He like, all right, like he would finish like an exercise. All right, you guys need a break. Okay, come on, let's continue. And then my partner, he would throw up all the time. Like every practice,
oh
my
god.
friend would throw up. And the sun would like beat down on the ring, I remember. And
Oh,
so if you fell, the ring will burn you, and then you just jump right up. And then the way he would punish us would, like, let's say we fell, let's say we couldn't get a move, we couldn't learn something, he would say, "All right, climb to the top." So you had to climb to the top rope, and at that time we weren't used to it. So like, and he would hold our hands, and we'd be shaking up there, like because we're scared of heights. And then he'll flip us over the top rope, like, and we'll be flailing like a fish, like this, and just land on your
Oh no.
side, and take your air out. You lose your air, and then he goes like, "Yeah," and then he's like, "You did it wrong. Do it again." And then you had to go up there and do it again. So after like 4 weeks, we started like throwing ourselves, that actually helped a lot because it took a lot of fear away from us. Uh,
Ugh.
then you start feeling like you can do anything after that. But it was very grueling, and he told me I was his worst student. I still talk to him to this day. I love him. But at the time, he's like, "Yeah, you're my worst student." He's three of my like eight coaches told me that I was the worst, and I just always took it like, okay, one day I'm gonna prove to you that I'm gonna be one of your best students, or not the best, but one of the best.
Yeah. Awesome. So when did you like you said you were always a luchador, or did you like have another thought of like maybe having a different style mask? I know you did you always land on the name Red Bat, or was there something else before that thought?
There was initially when we first started, because he was a luchador, so we're like, all right, we're gonna be luchadors now. Like this is the beginning. But so when we first trained, when they first told me like, okay, you're gonna have a wrestling match, like you got my blessings to wrestle. I didn't have any luchador gimmick. I had no idea what I wanted to do. So then I wanted to have face paint, like Sting. Sting was my favorite wrestler, so I wanted to copy that look kind of, and then but they're like, no, you can't do that. So our my first gimmick, we were called the INS, where we would, because we're dominantly Mexican Latino crowd, and then me and my friend we're Mexicans, but we were light skinned, we look white, right? So we'd have tortillas and we'd throw it at the crowd and hit people in the face with tortillas to
Oh
get
my
them like pissed off at us. And it worked. Like they hated us, and we would just get beat up by the other guys. Uh, but yeah, they liked it. We were called the INS, and then um, my promoter he had the gimmick, but then he had to drop it because somebody else had copywritten the gimmick or something.
uh,
Years down the line. But I mean, I did that for a few shows, and then he's like, my promoter gave me a phone number of a guy who makes wrestling outfits and masks and stuff. He's like, here, contact this guy. His name is Juan Guerrero. Juan Guerrero did the lucha mask for the little midgets of the Nacho Libre. The little
oh
hairy,
yeah, 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 yeah.
the hairy characters, and he did those masks. He did like masks for commercials and TV shows and movies and stuff. Uh, so then I called Juan Guerrero, and I saw him, and he's like, "Well, what do you want to do?" So then I had a picture of a mask that I saw online. It was a white mask, and it had like a phoenix head and had three wings on the side. And I said, "I want this mask." And he's like, "You can't have that mask." I go, "Why not?" He goes, "That belongs to somebody else." He goes, "If you wore that mask, you would copyright. You would fall into copyright infringement." So I'm like, "All right, then what do I do?" He goes, think of a different idea, like change it up." So then I looked around in his room, and he had like these Halloween posters and stuff. And I was like, what if we get rid of the Phoenix and put a bat? And then he's like, oh, we can do that. So then he did, it was like, it was the same type of mask, but it had three wings. I have it somewhere around here, my original mask. Let me see, I got it right here. Ugh.
We'll be back after back commercial. Do 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 do. Ooh, oh, that's
Yeah. So this is my
beautiful.
original one. See, so the three wings, and then the bat, which is the same bat that I use now. So then so he made this one, and my promoter called me Murciélago Rojo. So, and I was like, what's that? He goes, you don't know Spanish? I go, yeah, I know Spanish, but it's not that great. He goes, Murcielago rojo. That's what your mask. It's a red bat. Your bat is red. So we're gonna call you Murcielago rojo. And I remember it took me like a month to like learn the word and how to spell it. I used to call my promoter. I go, "What's my name again?" He goes, "You're my Murcielago rojo, stupid." I said, "Oh
You don't even
yeah,
know
oh
your own
yeah,
name. Jeez.
I'm Murcielago rojo." Yeah, yeah. I would
Yeah.
forget. I would call. Hey, what am I called again? You're Murcielago rojo, stupid.
Imagine that sitting in the locker room, like, what's my name? Like, don't call me ever again.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's
So
like
I was
that's
doing
like me when
shows
I
with him.
yeah. That's like me when I with my name, Joe Panther the
Oh no,
third.
go
I
for it, go
was
for it.
called the junior for a while. So like when I was like Joe Panther the third, the
Yeah.
junior, I just stopped calling myself junior and just kept the third. Um, with like the being the mask gimmick, like with in wrestling, do you find it difficult to like find your way around the ring because of the mask, like being so?
It does. You get used. It does give you tunnel vision. And if you're not used to it, like if you don't you have to like walk around with it. You have to practice sometimes with it. And then the more you wrestle, the more comfortable you get with it. So eventually you get comfortable with it. Yeah, but it does give you tunnel vision. And I always have open mouth here. Like I always keep my mouth open so I can breathe better. Because some masks is like covered up like this. And you know, it's already hard to breathe when you wrestle, and it makes it worse sometimes. Those fully covered masks, it's hard to breathe. You're trying to breathe and you're just breathing that hot air in the mask.
Oof.
But that does happen, yeah. The tunnel vision, and you just got to get used to walking around, moving with the mask, especially like climbing the ropes. That's another thing that you got to get used to. But it just the more practice, the more you do it, the easier it becomes.
So do you remember who your first opponent was?
Yeah, my first opponent was a guy named BC Killer. He's the West Coast wrestler out here. He's a deathmatch wrestler.
Oh
Uh,
no,
we're actually.
I would be crapping myself because death
Oh, I
match.
was. 'Cause he's a big dude, and but I mean, it was just a regular match that we had. But uh, I remember he clotheslined me so hard that I landed on my head.
Oh no.
Like that's how hard he hit me, and I'll never yeah I'll never forget that. And then like after the show, I told my promoter like, man, he clotheslined the shit out of me, and he goes, yeah, I told him this. He goes, I told him to stiff the fuck out of you. I go, I go, wow, thank you for that.
Oh god. Like, have you ever thought of going in like a hardcore match with your mask on, or is that a no go? Because like you get to buy these masks every time. Red Bet will be right back after these back commercials. He'll be back soon. Red Bat will be right back. Yep. And we have a bunch of episodes that are airing very soon. Once again, here on the Joe Panther Variety Show. And I will be returning to PPW on October 11th. There'll be a stable that I have been wanting to meet since they announced it. A fellow member of LWF will be making their debut here in America at PPW. The Lancadoras will be coming to PPW. Hey, everybody, we got two and two. Oh, he'll be back. We lost him and he'll be back. It should be really, really fun. I'm very excited to meet the Lancadoras. I can't wait to say hi. Whoever's watching in the chat on YouTube, please say hi. wave, give me a high emoji. Are you guys gonna be watching the WWE show tomorrow night? Just let me know if you're gonna watch it. If not, just say not gonna watch it. What are you guys doing this weekend? Does anybody have any plans? I'm probably just gonna be working. Going to Willen Paul Pack. Check that out. Yeah. So that's what I'm be doing this weekend. Just finished watching Wednesday, as I said a few days ago. I was watching the old Adam Sandler, the black and white one. That was pretty cool. Yeah. So I just hope my guest could come back, but I have to go because I can't keep this going on live without my guests. So I'm Joe Panther III, and we will catch you in the next one.